Hello Ghost Hunters, Tommy Terror here with another spooky story. And today I've got a famous ghost story from the Canongate. This is the story of the burning woman. So I'm standing in the Canongate here, and this used to be a separate borough outside the city walls of Edinburgh. And it gets its name because this is the route the canons would take. The monks would come up here from Holyrood Abbey. So this was Canon's Walk or Canon's Gate. Very busy this afternoon. But today's story takes place in the late 1600s. Late one night, a minister was awoken from his bed by two masked men. They'd broken into his bedroom and they pointed a pistol at him and told him to get up and come with us. You've got to pray for a dying girl. So the minister was blindfolded and bundled into a sedan chair, and he was carried through the streets to a grand house that used to stand in this area. This is Brown's Close in the Canongate. Now, once he was inside the house, the blindfold was removed and he was led upstairs to a bedroom. And lying on the bed, there was a young woman and a newborn baby. And the masked men told the minister the young girl was near to death and he had to pray for her soul. But the minister could see just by looking at the girl there was nothing wrong with her. She seemed in perfect health. It was clear she'd just given birth to this baby. And when he protested to the men, they pointed the pistol at his head again and told him to get on with it. So the minister did as he was told. He said his prayers, and when he finished, the men pressed a bag of gold into his hand, and he was blindfolded again and taken back to his bed, all very strange. Well, the minister awoke the following morning to the news that a grand house in the Canongate had caught fire and burned down overnight. The family had managed to escape, all apart from the youngest daughter, who had perished in the flames. There was no mention of a baby. You see, the truth of the matter was, this was the grand house of a respectable family, but the youngest daughter had fallen pregnant by a servant. Now, to cover up this scandal, the family had burned the house down and killed her and the baby. But the minister realised he'd been involved in something really sinister, so he kept quiet about it, and he kept the secret for 30 years, only finally talking about it on his deathbed. But 10 years after the original fire broke out, another house stood at this location in Brown's Close, and one night it also caught fire. A crowd gathered in the street to watch the building burn, and from the upper floors, a figure was seen, the figure of a young woman. She came closer. She seemed unaffected by the flames, and she looked down at the crowd with anger in her eyes, and she was heard to say, "Once burned, twice burned, third time, I will scare you all." And then she disappeared as the building collapsed around her in the fire. Well, ever since then, residents in this area of the Canongate live in fear that should another fire break out in this location, the ghostly girl may return to fulfil her dreadful promise. Once burned, twice burned, third time, I will scare you all.